Good afternoon, movement snackers. 5 minutes left of morning time. As you know, I always greet you with an afternoon. Morning's fast out of luck. So welcome to today's noontime movement snack. You're in the right place if you'd want one of the varied snacks of the day, the most varied snack that we offer this noontime. We offer a combination of mobility moves, strengthening, balance-based moved, functional activities. So stuff that we can do that replicates stuff that we do. So we can become more competent at it, more skilled, more developed in those areas. And as well, just the simple awareness of understanding your body can be boosted through listening to some of the stuff that we go on about. It's not a bad thing, I'm sure. Well, it can't be a bad thing because people keep coming back and they keep doing the catch-ups. So thank you for your support over the 17 months that we've been going live through these movement snacks. Today is the 23rd of August, which every 23rd of the month we tick off another month of movement snacking. So over a year and a half we've been hard at it now. 3 snacks a day, about 15 minutes-ish worth of extra additional movement minutes per movement snack is what we aim to achieve. Adding all of those additional movement minutes, it's got to be a good thing. It's got to do something, hasn't it? So hopefully you are reaping the benefits over time through the movement snacks and also through what you do in the name of crowbarring. Right, I've got no one in yet. Is anybody joining me on this movement snack today? Let's have a look. Lives are getting busier. Catcher-uppering is becoming a bit more prevalent. Oh, the bathroom fitter's just rang me. I'll have to speak to him in a bit. I'm busy right now, aren't I? Bring forth your messages, movement snackers, and we'll have a couple more minutes of preamble. Hopefully my messages are working, but we'll see. Carol Elliott, thank you. You're in. You got to be in it to win it. You got to be in it to get some movement minutes as well, haven't you? So great to have you. Thanks for joining me. I was beginning to feel somewhat lonely just then. But some of you lot are probably going, it's 12. We've got to get on, because you've been busy doing other stuff before. So hello, Sandra, as well. Thanks for joining us. And Gillian with a G is in. Oh, a new name popped up. Alan Lonslow. Good day to you, Alan. If this is your first movement snack, because it's tricky for us to know if you're a catcher-upperer, especially if you don't leave us a message. Then if you are new to movement snacking, you've not done a live for a while or anything like that, have a look at the moves. There's a variety of them. Seated, standing with support, and we do offer some unsupported, so i.e. not holding on options as well. Take what's right for you. Do as much or as little as you like. You know the rules here. Regular movement snackers do, but we just reinforce them once in a while. Hello, Kelsey and everyone from Gillian with a G. Meeting Chris and her friend for lunch. Oh, lovely. So movement snackers unite. Vivian Dickinson is in as well, taking a break from form filling. I think you completed those, did you not? Sandra's reporting you're much more awake now. Good to hear. I mean, it is midday. I mean, even Willow's up, and that is a rarity at 12 noon. Talking of 12 noon, it is time. So here we go with a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. This be your 12 noon movement snack. You're with me, Kelsey Leverton from Later Life Training, and today it's still Monday. It's still the 23rd. And it's still August 2021. So welcome along, ready to start. Move yourself into the space that you would like to start in. That's if you're not there already. Hello, Adil. Hello, Carol, as well. We're about to start. So less jibber jabber, more action. That's what we need. Let me just get this out of the way. It keeps moving. So in the space that you're in, nice and clear, you've got plenty of room to manoeuvre yourself in. You might have external support directly in front of you, to the side, windowsill, radiator. We've got shelving here, fixed to the wall, ain't gonna go nowhere should I need to lean on it a little bit harder than usual. Standing tall, just go through a few improvements of your posture, some minor tweaks that you're able to maintain. Feet flat on the floor in seated. I'm forwards in the chair already. You may want to take some hip walks towards the front portion of your chair. Again, sit up tall and pedal through the feet. Always starting through a bit of foot pedaling, and then, as you like, you can go into leg marches. Not too fast a pace. Try and get this to a point of flowingness, rhythmicalness. Rhythmicaling, is that a word? I'm not sure. Add it to the dictionary. A steady pace. Have a look at my feet, landing, toes, ball, heel. So there's a little bit of movement through the ankles. The feet and the toes are rolling as they connect or lift off from the floor. Keep that going. You've got your pace now. Bring in an arm swing if you would like. Fix at your elbow. Try not to have your elbow flapping around as such. Try and, hang on, let's get my coordination in check. Driving through the elbow, really getting some shift through the shoulder. Change sides if you're just working on one side at a time. But if you feel coordinated and balanced enough, you can have, of course, both arms into the mix. Now you'll feel a bit of a lift through your heart rate. You might feel your breathing has changed somewhat as well, but by no means should this circulation booster feel intense or make you feel completely out of puff, huffing and puffing. Just a little raise, a few deeper breaths. And talking of a deeper breath, let's take a few as we bring our movements down to a stop. Pause there and just notice how your body feels now. A little bit more warmth through the muscles, which is good for what's coming up, and also some warmth through the joints, which helps improve their function when we move. Right, where's my slip of paper? Right, we've got a wide pickup to do. Have a look in seated, decide whether you want to do a few here, then I'll show you the standing version and you can decide whether you want to be in standing or do a bit of both. So a wide leg pickup, we're going to take our feet into a wide position. So just step your feet out wide, or if you need to, just assist your feet into a much wider position. So this is a bit wider than shoulders. Knees are turned out as well. Lifting up through your posture, and you're just going to take a bit of a reach down before you return to a fully upright position. Your hand can be on your opposite thigh to support that leaning forwards outside of your base of support. Start small, but then start to reach maybe a little bit further down towards the floor. Always coming back to this tall pause posture position. And then you might be able to get down towards the floor with one hand at a time. You might be able to touch the floor, or see how you feel here. And you could progress to moving both arms at the same time. It will put a bit more workload onto your trunk, onto your back. So use your tummy muscles to try and keep the posture strong. There we go. Have a work through those. Now in standing, you can take your feet out that bit wider. Use your external support as well, if you like. Start with a knee bend squat. Try and make sure that your knees track the direction that your toes are pointing in, so that you're not rolling in with the knees. We're keeping the best kind of position and alignment to manage any grumbly knee joints. The bum goes back as if you're going to sit down. Small preparatory ones like that, and then including a bit of a reach if you like, and a little bit of a lower knee bend. You can swap arms each time if you would like. So quite often when we bend from our trunk to pick stuff up, or we round down through the spine to pick something up. The knees and the legs might not do as much of a job as perhaps they should. So take a knee bend, knee bend down, a bit of a reach forwards and push, drive back up to a strong standing upright position. Try not to move too quickly. I did then, and as I stood up I was like, oof, a little bit of dizziness kicked in. Maybe I held my breath as well. I don't know what I did. Stand tall, relax the shoulders back and down, come back up. If you need to, just move your feet in between. That can help manage any blood pressure issues or any drops that you have out of your blood pressure as well. I need these right now. A few more if you like, and as well if you would like. Quite often we might need to pick up an item from the floor with both arms, or from a lower level at least. So we can have a go working through legs, thighs, buttocks, trunk, abdominal area. If we use those muscles, then it supports our spine as we're leaning forwards without any support. There we have your wide knee bend pickup. Okay, have a look at this one then. We're going to do this standing option, a movement that helps us push up from a lying position. Might be on the floor, might be up from lying down in bed. It might be that you're lying down on the sofa and you need to push yourself up and away. Now generally most of that work will come from one arm. We're going to have our feet comfortably close together. You can have your hand flat on the wall, but sometimes wrists struggle to achieve a right angle comfortably. And if I've just described what happens to you, then you might feel better with your hand wrapped around the work surface, the shelf here, so that there's less of a bend required from your wrist. So standing tall, a bit of weight into that arm, and then as you bend the elbow tucks into the trunk and then you push away. Everything stays square to the direction that you're facing in. Tucking in, pushing away. Now for some of you, if that feels a bit too strong, you might be able to do 2 or 3, but then to get a few more out of it, just add a very small step, but there's still more focus on arm pressing than leg work. Once you've done, do as many as you can on that side until it starts to ache a bit round the back of your arm, and then swap sides. Now here in seated, if you've got arms on the chair, you can of course use these arms on the chair and tuck your feet back. Your legs will help out a little bit, but what you're aiming to do is push up through your arms, your bum will lift off the seat and then lower back down. These are my imaginary arms on the chair, by the way. You can try and tuck your thumb under your bum, slump down and then push up through the arms and then slump down again, let the elbows bend and then push up through the arms. So the chest lifts, the arms are straight and we get a bit of a squeeze in the back of the arm. You could do this if you're sat on the sofa at the moment. Have a lie down onto the sofa and then have a go at pushing yourself upwards and then lowering yourself back downwards. So your hands on the sofa, your bum sat on the sofa, you've got a bit of extra space to the side of you, which will give you enough room to do a side sitting push-up. But otherwise, if you're just in a dining chair, without arms, there's your option. With arms, just pop your hands up, switch your elbows back. Pushing up from low levels, low seats, sinking sofas, pushing ourselves up in bed to sit upright and to adjust our position is where these muscles will come into full use. There we go. Move 2, done. Where did I put my bit of paper? Okay, here we go. Right, our final move for today is a bit of a back lift, but a lean sideways bend as well. So this is probably something that you'll find yourself doing at some point during the day, whether you're in seated or in standing. So first of all, in seated, bring your foot forwards, and what you're going to focus on doing there is dragging the foot back. Really tucking your foot underneath your seat. You'll feel the backs of your legs around the back of your knee. It's working through those muscles. And then step it forwards again and really have a go at scraping the foot back. It's okay if your heel comes off a little bit, but try and keep your foot in contact with the floor as much as you can through that dragging back movement. I'll leave you with that, a few on each side. Here in standing, we can hold on to our support directly in front of us. I'm going to move that chair out the way so you can see from the side here. Shift your weight onto what will be your standing leg. Have a go at brushing back the foot onto the toes so you feel your buttocks clench, and then bring your heel up towards your bum as far as it will go. Control it down. Stay there and do another few. So your bum's always squeezing. We've got all of our weight over the standing leg. So try and not to sink into that hip. Try and lift up. Hips are level, and do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 if you can. Giving though the heel a good old squeeze when it gets to the top end of that movement. Take a pause, pedal through the legs, change sides. So if you've been in seated, you may well have done a few on each side there. Here's a little add-on. So we've drawn the foot back. You're now onto the tiptoes there on that leg. The other foot forms a firm base into the floor. We need to get our balance from somewhere. Sitting up tall, you're going to take a little bit of a side bend and then try and touch your heel and then come back down. Come back up in the middle. Little bit of a side bend, touch the heel. See if you can lift that leg, curling the heel just that little bit further back. If cramp is threatening though, people, remember our back of thigh stretch. Get into that if you've got any hint of crampage within the backs of your thighs. It might well threaten. A few on each side there, just with the small heel lift to try and touch the heel. And in standing here, we can do the same. We've got our toes to the back. Take a bit of a side bend and then lift and touch before standing up tall and getting the heel down, to the toes down again. A little side bend. See if you can look to see if you can see the sole of your shoe as well. So we've got a combination of a side bend, a head turn, a heel lift, a knee bend, and a bit of balance through our strong and hopefully strong standing leg as we do that. So I'm going to tilt, glance, lift the heel, touch the arm, hand to the heel, or hand to the shoe or the trainer or your calf, wherever you can reach it to. Find your level of success with this move. Hopefully you've done around even amount on both sides. But we might lift our heel in that way to adjust our shoe if it's come off the heel, to pull up a sock if we've got a sock that's fallen to sleep, to check how much mud is on our shoe if we've walked across a muddy field, let's say. There we go. There's your selection of 3 movement snacks. I hope you enjoyed those. And Vivian's taking a deep breath, ready for strengtheners. Great stuff. Get on with it. Let's do this. Let's add these additional movement minutes, and hopefully there's been something in there for you. See you at 4, shall we? I reckon I might see you at 4. Bye everyone.